Hello, this is Jocelyn. So today we're going to play an arena cube draft. It's on its way out, but it's my favorite thing to do on arena right now. M21, the newest Magic set, releases tomorrow. I may do some stuff with that, um, but I'm just gonna jam a cube today. So cube basically means that there's one of each card in the draft environment. So if you open an Ember Cleave, that's the only Ember Cleave in the pod that you're playing in. Arena is the format, or basically where it's pulling from. So it is only cards that are on Arena. Um, they've done a cube before where there was like Mox and Black Lotus and stuff like that. That is not this cube. This is just basically historic cube. Um, this is my favorite kind of way to play Magic. Limited is the best, and Cube I think is the best way to play Limited because you have to be more creative. Um, Also, this is the first time we're playing with humans. They introduced drafting with other people in the most recent update, and it's been pretty good so far. You can send signals, you can read signals, you can generally have a better game plan than when you're playing with computers, where one player may get all of the best of a certain thing, and then it's just incredibly hard to like force it to tell a computer, hey, this deck that's all commons is really, really strong. All right, so there is a timer, so we don't have as much time to explain what we're doing. My immediate impression is that I want to take this Vivian. It's just a very, very strong card. I like green. It's just a very powerful color, unfortunately. There's a Paradise Druid and a Questing Beast that may wheel. Vraska could wheel as well. Lots of lands for splashing later. I do like Body Double, but the Reanimate, Graveyard shenanigans in this cube are not the best. So I think just on pure power level, it's Questing Beast or Vivian. And I think Vivian has the edge just because of its utility. Okay, so along the same lines, there's a lot of good green in this pack. Beast Whisperer is the first thing that comes to me. I know that Arboreal Grazer is liked because it helps ramp, because you can put a land onto the battlefield, but if you don't have a bunch of extra lands, it doesn't do as much. Thrashing Brontodon is a very good uh, just utility creature. It can destroy artifacts and enchantments, and there are quite a few powerful ones of those. It's also just very good stats. The Beast Whisperer is an elf, and there's an elf sub theme, as well as it gives us card advantage. So I think I'm going to take the Beast Whisperer here, just because drawing more cards is always pretty good. But the Thrashing Brontodon is a very, very good card. Hopefully it wheels, and if not, maybe this Prey Upon or Boreal Grazer do. Maybe even the Evolving Wilds. Okay, so here there's a Pelt Collector that we could quote unquote kind of easily take. It's an elf as well, so there is that elf sub theme going on in the format. We could split into a different color. I'm actually kind of considering just taking the Stonecoil Serpent. It's very, very flexible because it's an X spell. It also has protection from multicolor, and this being a cube, there's a lot of multicolor. It also has reach, which there are quite a few pretty tough flyers, and in green, where we're hoping to kind of ramp anyway, or at least have a lot of mana, being able to pump out like an 8/8 Stonecoil Serpent is good, but even a 5/5 Stonecoil Serpent can be quite backbreaking a lot of the time. I could take Frilled Mystic and we could maybe go green. That's also an elf. This is putting me really hard into green, but I like it. I think I'm just going to take the Stonecoil Serpent. It's probably the most flexible of the picks, because even if we drop green, we can go into something else. I really would have liked to have taken that. Having Negate in this pack, I maybe really wanted to take the Frilled Mystic in the last one. Sprouting Renewal is not something that I'm going to take fourth pick. There is Domery Ambush, which is good. That is a good card. Fight Fire with Fire is good. I could take the Negate now. I could take Spark Harvest and kind of expect to get the Vraska back and just maybe go green black. I think my choices here are basically like I can still go like Frilled Mystic and then negate. Green or blue does seem to be kind of open, so I could do that, or I can take one of these red cards maybe. I'm actually going to take the negate. If the Frilled Mystic comes back, great. If not, being able to like support a Planeswalker with counter spells is generally pretty good. And there's a Thassa's Intervention, so I'd like this Wilderness Reclamation to come back if I have a bunch of instant speed things, but I'm pretty happy just taking Thassa's Intervention. It lets us find cards as well as being a counterspell itself. Again, very flexible. We may not end up going super hard into green if we continue to get all of these counters. All right. So it looks like the green is drying up, so maybe it's good that we're kind of pivoting. Siren Storm Tamer is fine. It is honestly pretty good. I just really hate it. Nyx Lotus is very interesting. If we were going to go like green and we picked up a Thassa or something like that, we could make a lot of mana. We have that Stone Coil Serpent. There's a lot of red, but it's also not red that I want. So I think I'm just going to take the Siren Storm Tamer, say, hey, I'm taking all the blue spells, so stay out. Could take Domri if I still wanted to try to force some sort of green thing going on, but we're getting so much blue. I'm just going to take the Voracious Great Shark. It's 5/4 flash. Even if it doesn't counter anything, it's still a 5/4 flash. If it does counter something, great. Okay, so Gem Razor. Okay, maybe there just wasn't green in the last couple of packs because Gem Razor is an excellent card. And I think I'd rather take it over the Emery. There is cute stuff we can do with the Stone Coil Serpent and Emery, but if we can stay in green and keep this Vivian, I would be pretty happy with it. And maybe the Frilled Mystic comes back. All right, so this was our first pack. I may take this body double now, or I could take the castle. I think I'll take the castle. We're not really filling our graveyard. And being able to scry, especially if we get that wilderness reclamation back, would be pretty good. Okay, so we got the Prey Upon. I almost want to take the Evolving Wilds, though, because if we do drop the green, it just lets us go into our other color way better. Yep, I'm just going to do that. Hey, Frilled Mystic came back. Okay, so maybe those packs just didn't have very much green in them. I don't really like Murmuring Mystic because like a green blue deck is not going to be doing a ton of instants and sorceries. So I think I'm just going to take the Sprouting Renewal. It's not my favorite, um, but it's not terrible. I'll take the Silent Departure. Kind of a tempo-y thing. Oh, and the Oracle came back. I don't expect that we're going to be milling our entire deck, but you never know. So here is kind of interesting. There isn't very much blue here, but there's quite a bit of green. Nylea is pretty interesting. Creature spells cost less, but right now that's not helping us all that much. It does have this other activated ability. The thing is, Liliana is amazingly strong, and I might just take it just because maybe we pivot into some sort of Sultai thing. It's just such a strong card that I don't necessarily want to just pass it up just because I'm not in those colors right now. Especially if we get this Grow from the Ashes back and it's much easier to splash black. All right, so here we have the Caryatid, which is probably the correct pick. Disdainful Stroke would be nice, as well as the Chemister's Insight. Vivian's Arcbow is also really good. I just think that the Caryatid is probably what I want because it is a mana dork. This kind of deck is something that you want mana dork so that you can be playing your more expensive stuff earlier. And hopefully Disdainful Stroke, Chemister Insight, or Vivian's Arcbow wheel. If not, that's going to be sad, but I think I need to be disciplined. And basically, same reasoning for this. I need to take the Llanowar Elves. Okay. So here I could take Talorand again. I'm not doing a bunch of instants and sorceries, so I'm pretty happy just taking the Wolf Willow Haven. It is ramp. Temple of Mystery. Oh, Growth Spiral. That's going to be the pick. Commence the end game. I hope Wheels, but Growth Spiral is just an incredibly strong card, and we're in the colors for it, which is very, very nice. Here, I guess I'm going to take Essence Capture, maybe this Guild Globe Wheels. I could take Epic Downfall and maybe just assume we're doing some sort of two-color thing. This is very hard. It's also very narrow. I'm going to take the Epic Downfall because I do want to play this Liliana if I can. So doing some sort of Sultai could be really good. If that's the case, I want to take this Drowned Catacomb. It's between the Drowned Catacomb and the Thassa. I don't see a lot of enter the battlefield effects right now, so I'm pretty happy just taking the Drowned Catacomb and saying that we're going to be Sultai. So let's bring Liliana back and the Epic Downfall. Here, I think Neutralize is a very good pickup here. We can cycle it away if double blue is really hard, but it is just a hard counterspell. Alright, the Grow from the Ashes came back. That's really good. That's going to help us splash for black. It's kind of coming together. We might have some... Oh, wow. So now I have to choose between Chemister Insight or Disdainful Stroke. They both came back. I think I would rather have Chemister's Insight just because drawing is important. We have 1, 2, 3, 4-ish, 5-ish counterspells already. I'm going to take the Rex Sage here. I could take Hypnotic Sprite. That is another counterspell. I don't have any way to deal with enchantments and artifacts right now, and I'm... Well, actually, I do. Okay. We'll take the Hypnotic Sprite. Rex Sage is good. I should probably play the Sprouting Renewal at this point. Rough. Which one would I rather have? I think Blast Zone. Wow, blue is very open. I'm going to take the Fae of Wishes, because this could let us leave some stuff on our sideboard. Even the Essence Capture came back. So blue is very open. Okay, so Search for Oscant is really good. Sinister Sabotage is really good. Heartless Hack is really good. Dryad of the Elysian Grove is really good. I'm tempted to take this just because it helps. It ramps, or rather, it lets me ramp because I can play a land, but also it makes my lands tap for any color, so it makes the fact that we're 3-color easier. I really like this Heartless Act though, because I don't have a lot of ways to interact when something has all hit the battlefield. I actually think I'm going to take... Well, the thing is, if we end up not having to play these 2 black spells, that'd probably be better. I'm just going to take the Dryad. There's a world in which we get... do I want Field of the Dead? There's a lot of good stuff here. I think I'm just going to take Carnage Tyrant, though. We may not actually end up playing black because we're getting a lot of really strong stuff. So here's one of the elf matters sort of things. I do have a fair amount of elves. Making tokens is good. I kind of want this entrancing melody, though. That can be such a blowout. If I were to continue playing black, the Woodland Cemetery maybe is the pick. I'm going to take the Woodland Cemetery. I really want to play this Liliana. Okay. Oh, an Essence Scatter. We're just going to have all of the counter spells. Ashiok. I'm happy taking this Ashiok. There is a Wayward Swordtooth, does a similar thing to the Dryad. There's some other blue spells, but I'm really happy just taking this Ashiok. It interacts with our... Oh, we could have had the cat and the oven. So I'm gonna take this wilt, and I could play Crucible of Worlds. Oh wait, no, there's a Hydroid Crisis. Hold on. Okay. Um, I'm gonna take In Bolus's Clutches. This this is like the Entrancing Melody, except it hits any permanent, and it's just a back-breaking beating. I don't care about any of these lands except maybe Baron. I'm gonna take the Roar of the Worm. I'm not really filling my graveyard, but I'm going to have to make a few cuts. Wow, blue was so open. Search for Ascanta seems to probably be the best, but I wouldn't mind just taking another Sinister Sabotage and just having some hard counters and kind of dropping the more narrow stuff. I like Exclusion Mage. Could take Field of the Dead. I'm not running that many lands with other names. Wow, blue was so open. Take Entrancing Melody. We're just gonna steal. We're gonna steal stuff. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm thinking of leaving maybe In Bolus's or I'm gonna leave Sprouting Renewal. I'm so sorry. I've got the hiccups, which means I'm gonna die. You know what? I'm gonna take the Witch's Oven because we could still get the cat. This could be good with the amount of counter spells that we have. I really wish I had gotten that Wilderness Reclamation with the number of stuff that I'm doing on my opponent's turn. And I also don't need that. So I'm going to leave the Sprouting Renewal in the sideboard because I can get it with Fae of Wishes. And I have the Gem Razor main that will give me a way to interact with artifacts and enchantments that have entered the battlefield. Okay, so I need to make a fair amount of cuts. So let's see. I think I could probably cut Epic Downfall, but I just don't have that much removal for something that has entered the battlefield already. I think In Bolus's Clutches can probably go to the side and be something that I can get with the Fae of Wishes. And I'll leave Entrancing Melody main because it's more flexible. Well, if I'm spending 6 mana on Entrancing Melody, I'm only getting a creature with 4. I need to make more cuts. I think the Hypnotic Sprite is good to take out. I actually want to play this Wave Break Hippocamp because it's not a great attacker, but I have so many counter spells. Hmm. I'm gonna take this out. I really, really like it, but like I don't want a ton of top end. The best thing I could do is just cut all the black and just be blue green. But I think Ashiok and Liliana are worth it. Epic Downfall maybe isn't worth it, but it does give me a removal spell, whereas I don't really have any otherwise. Could probably take out Exclusion Mage. It's also human, so the Gem Razor can't be mutated onto it. This is tough. Kind of not feeling the Wolf Willowhaven, but I do want to ramp. Really, I should maybe cut Essence Scatter and Negate, but the fact that they're cheap is really nice. Hmm. I could probably cut the Carnage Tyrant because I'm going to have the Hydroid Krasis, the Liliana, the Ashiok, the Vivian. There's plenty of ways for me to win. I almost want to take out the Beast Whisperer. How many creatures do I actually have? 11? It doesn't really attack. I honestly have a lot of draw. I'm going to take out the Beast Whisperer. Maybe that's wrong. Okay. I'm moderately happy with this deck. Let's get into it. All right. I'm gonna keep this. I could always cycle neutralize away. If I can get like a Llanowar Elf into a Gym Razor, that could be pretty good. And then I've got a couple counter spells if the game goes long. I don't really want that. Like this can't be used super early anyway, so it's not a huge deal that I don't have black. But I can get black with the Grow from the Ashes. Depending if this is like some aggressive creature. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cycle this away. And I'm gonna get rid of the Epic Downfall because I can't cast it anyway, and it doesn't hit this later. That's not good. Um, I'd like to kick her and get black, but I actually think I need to get blue here so I can hold up Voracious Great Shark. Oh, that's gonna be a beating. I'm actually gonna pass here. I'm gonna take 4 off this Dreamstalker, but I kind of want to get this shark down. Like, I want them to play a creature afterward, and I can counter it, and then I have the shark and the beast to protect Vivian, and my life total is a resource. Wonderful. Oh, great. It's quite nice, actually. I could Gem Razor onto the Great Shark to kill this because it is an enchantment, but I'd rather get the Vivian down here. And we're going to do Reach. And then I'm actually just going to leave both of these back this turn in case they have like a lightning strike. I can block the Dreamstalker Manticore. Because if Vivian survives, we're probably in pretty decent shape. We are drawing an Evolving Wilds, which kind of stinks, but it does give us the second black for Liliana. Shouldn't be able to recast Crochet. Okay. It happens, but now we're on the attack. I'm actually just going to play this out because now we're hitting pretty hard. Like they're down to 13. This is 9 more damage next turn, and then I can cast Liliana behind it. They shouldn't be able to recast this to get the Liliana out of my hand, which is good. That sucks. Do I just attack anyway? No. It says menace. If it attacks, I'm going to block with the Gem Razor and the zombie. Hopefully they don't have another way of like like Vraska's Contempt or something on the Liliana. That'd be pretty bad. 5, 6A. I don't have any direct damage, so attacking with these two and trade and losing one. Like if it were a trade, I would probably do it even though they could shuffle it back in. Okay. So if they target themselves as they should. Okay, so they really should have targeted themselves. Ashiok will always exile the opponent's graveyard, but the mill could feed the graveyard for Croxa. All right, since they do have a flyer, I'm going to block like this. This is going to get shuffled back in, which is okay because I'm drawing. I have a ton of counter spells and I just want time. Do I attack here? I think I actually attack. We're just going to go face. Really don't care that much about Ashiok. That's nice. So this can't block. So I think they're just dead. That's 11. Yeah, they're just dead. Yep. Cool, cool. Yeah, Liliana is just an incredibly strong planeswalker. So playing the Gem Razor out was applying additional pressure. If the Bantu hadn't been the Bantu had such big stats, it was tough to do anything. I'm actually going to keep this even though I don't have green because I can cycle this away. I'm going second, so I have that additional draw, and it has 2 counter spells if I do draw green, which could really hamper our opponent, especially being that Essence Scatter is incredibly cheap. That's a wonderful draw. We're just going to go ahead and crack it now because I don't like waiting. So as long as like nothing here is too powerful, I mean that could still kill us. Very happy to counter that. Just going to pass here. The 2 damage is rough. If they decide to just pass as well, I'm actually okay with that because as we get further along, I'll be able to scry with the Castle Vantress. But otherwise, I have the neutralize if they try to play something scary here. And if they do play something scary here and I counter it, that opens me up to play my own Gem Razor next turn. And then I've got a big beefy boy on the battlefield. The Labyrinth is a little annoying. Oh, maybe now I want to play the Caryatid, actually. Yep. Because then I'll get to play Ashiok. It also gives me a target for Gem Razor if they play some sort of enchantment like Mirari's Wake if they were green-white. Or Mantle of the Wolf. Ooh! That's gross. I'm in danger. Oh, we got it anyway. Okay. So, what I can do here is minus the token. They could just make more tokens though. But then they would also like they would also have to disc or exile from their hand. But then I'm assured to lose Ashiok next turn. This I can block the Biogenic Ooze and the token, and I get 2 damage on Ashiok, and I can still do that same line next turn, but I might be in a better position. Oh! I might lose this game. Oh no, now I'm guaranteed to lose Ashiok. You just attack with all 3. Yep. We don't have any like big board wipes, so we're basically dead here. I could Hydroid Krasis for 4. That's the only thing that's doing is blocking the Horn Beetle, because these are going to outstrip it. What am I looking for? I could Chemister's Insight and hope to hit Epic Downfall and get like the Biogenic Ooze. Block this. That's 7, 8. I think we're just dead. So I could have gotten like another counter with the Caryatid, but one, I want the black because Liliana might help. Oh, no. So Liliana is just bad here now because they can get tokens from the Tendershoot Dryad. It's 11. We're dead. I'm not sure that there is a line that can bring me back. Yep. Okay. It happens. We're also, or I'm playing less super high top end. Um, like I took out the In-Bolus's Clutches. I took out the Carnage Tyrant and stuff like that. So there's less for me to be able to go tit for tat on the high end. I love our opponent's name. That's fantastic. I'm going to absolutely keep this hand. I can play this turn 1 and it'll enter tapped, but that's okay. Turn 3 I can do Dryad, play another land. Ooh, that's scary. Uh-oh. Am I just going to die to an opponent curving out? Ooh. Potentially um, should have held up like a counter spell, but then I'm not doing anything. This theoretically blocks the Vanguard and the Dauntless Bodyguard. I'm going to die to these flyers. Okay. So I'm going to do the wave break Hippocamp, and then just hold up Sinister Sabotage. Take 4 in the air, so I die in 4 turns. Sinister Sabotage is going to draw us a card off the Wave Break Hippocamp as well as Surveilling, so I can maybe find something to do. Actually, not sure. Gem Razor has reach, Stonecoil Serpent has reach, so we do have a couple of things that would help. Do I block this? Or do I counter this? I don't think I do. If I don't counter anything this turn, that's fine. Next turn, I'll grow from the ashes, kicked, and then still have enough to like Chemister's Insight and Sinister Sabotage. But the Charming Print, like I have stuff to block the ground. What I'm scared of right now are um, things to block. Okay, yeah, like that's something. And I'm not getting attacked this turn. Depending on what their last card is, they maybe really should have used those two planes. I know that they wanted the counters on the things, but I do not need more land, thank you. Nice. So I could bounce. If I bounce, it dies. So let's... Oh, shoot. Well, darn. I hecked that up. I thought I would have enough to do that. Okay, well, that's problematic. I don't want any more lands. So kicking it and getting 2 lands out of the deck means that there's less lands in the deck for me to draw. This Chemister's Insight is going to draw 3, which is pretty good, and I guess I can take this 4 damage, but it really stinks to have not gotten to play Ashiok there. It's my own fault, but it's alright. At least I can still do this. Okay, that's good. Okay, okay. So, what do I want to do then? I think what I want to do is Ashiok, bounce Sunwing, play Stonecoil Serpent for 5. Because then the Stonecoil Serpent is not entering the battlefield tapped. They also have to get rid of something in their hand, which could be a land. They may be sandbagging lands, but if not, that's pretty decent value. Okay, they got rid of Settle. That's probably good for me. Oh, I forgot I could play another one. So if that's the case, play this for 6. And it has reach, so it should, assuming that they don't have a kill spell for it, it should keep the Ashiok alive. Okay, well, I suppose I should have considered that and just done it for 3. Like, that really sucks. And now they have a tapper, so I may have just lost the game. Damn, that sucks. We're gonna get rid of that. Ah, that's really frustrating. So if I do it for 3, my Ashiok is alive. I get to start pumping out stuff. They do play the Giant Killer, but then I have a couple of turns until it can... Like, the Giant Killer is just going to keep the Gem Razor Forerunner down the entire time. So, like, I don't know. I probably lost the game there by wanting a big Stonecoil Serpent. Maybe shouldn't have been. I don't know if that's greedy though. I did know that this was in the set. So maybe there's an argument to be made that um, maybe there's an argument to be made that I should have known better. Okay. Well, I can Epic Downfall the Sunwing, but the Giant Killer's still going to kill me. Do I hold on to this island? I don't think I do because I'm going to want to scry at the end of this next turn, assuming that I don't die. The giant killer can do this and then on their turn tap another thing down. And then they may just attack out with everything. If that's the case, I might be able to survive by flashing in the Frilled Mystic as a blocker. Okay, they attack with everything. Oh, that's a okay. That's a really, really good. Okay, so do this. Go to 2. Think so, and then I have the negate in case they try to buff. Oh no, because they can tap. Well, I'm still gonna gain life off the Hydroid Krasis, but this is also really bad. I can't catch a break. So let's just put a stop there in case, and then I want to scry. Is Liliana even good here? So I'm going to Hydroid Krasis and for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Gain 5 life, draw 5 cards. Maybe I leave the Liliana. Yeah, I'm going to want it. Like, I don't know in what world. I might win this game. I don't know. So I think I'm going to do this for 8 so that I can hold up negate. That puts me to 6. If I do 10, I draw an extra card, I gain an extra life, which could be the difference. Yeah, but then if they draw some like insane non-creature spell, I'm gonna lose. So okay, Vivian is good. That can give me multiple. So I basically need to survive like this turn because Vivian can start pumping out reach creatures to block these flyers. The draw of the Essence Scatter is good because then I can counter a non-creature or a creature depending on how strong it is. So they can exile this with a Hanged Executioner, tap the Gem Razor, and swing out. I'm obliged to block the Adanto Vanguard. But then I'm starting to um, make stuff with Vivian, and hopefully that's enough. Okay, and then we're just passing because the hope here is that I can negate or essence scatter whatever they do to try to get rid of the second thing with reach. Because if they don't kill me this turn, I have a pretty good shot of winning. As long as I can kill them within a couple of turns because I only have 7 cards left in my library. Yep. I may flash in the Great Shark at the end of turn here just so I have something good to attack with. Nice. Get to counter that and play the threat that I wanted to deploy. They got rid of the Settle the Wreckage as well, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm just going to leave all my reach creatures. And deploy the Liliana. And then I can hold up Negate and Essence Scatter. Now, well, I have the Negate. This is dangerous in case they had... So the reason I'm doing this is because if Ranger of Eos gets the white creature that can sacrifice to give protection from something, it's possible that I could die. Okay. So if I sack these two things, they have to sack... Well, they have a giant killer. So they can tap something, but I do want this neutralize in my hand. So I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. I'm going to get rid of this, the one I just made in the zombie. That's going to let me draw this neutralize. Oh, nice. Double counters. Okay. And then I attack with everything, and I think that's actually just lethal, because if they pay... Well, it's not lethal, but if they pay for the indestructible, they die. And then I've got the counter spells in case they draw, like, destroy all creatures. So I think we managed to claw this back. I'm not going to counter that. All right. We got there. Wonderful. Did not think. Did not think I was going to get there. Okay. Trying to think how our opponent could have won. I definitely misplayed by doing a 6/6 instead of a 3/3. They're mono white, and I know the giant killer exists in the format. And the 3/3 reach is good enough to block any of the flying creatures they currently have. I'm going to keep this. Easy. If the Dryad survives, I get to play Ashiok, but even if it doesn't, I have Vivian, and we can get like a turn 3 Vivian, potentially. They could... Okay. So what they could do is... Um, oh, cool. All right. Not too bad. This only hits flyers. Now, they might have um, Reclamation Sage or... well, it kind of has to be Reclamation Sage with the colors that they're in. That's a beautiful swamp. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good here. I think I'm actually going to go with Ashiok just because this first creature is going to die to the Iroas games. And in case they kill the Dryad or something like that, um, I don't have to worry about black mana now. Also, I can bounce the chain. I can bounce this so that they don't draw a card. Oh, they're Mirage lands. Those are gorgeous. Oh, got a Mythos. Nice. So I'm happy just doing this. They don't get the card draw off the Iroa games. I get something out of their hand, and then I can deploy a Vivian Monsters Advocate behind these as well. I'm going to go with Trample right now because I don't see a reason to um, worry about Reach at the moment. And being able to trample over some of these small blockers can add additional damage over the long run. Um, yep. So this can attack and potentially hurt something next turn. I think I'm going to do this. So I can do two. I can do a 5 Hydroid Crisis. So I could do a Wave Break Hippocamp. Yep, that sounds fine. Gross. Gonna attack. If they decide to block here, absolutely okay with that. But I've got a fair amount of blockers over here now. It does put Vivian in a little bit of a danger zone if they have some really big creature that could maybe get hate that has haste or something. Why did Goreclaw? Yeah, okay. Darn this 5/5 versus a 5/6. I'm gonna bounce it with Ashiok, I think, because then I have the Essence Scatter to hit it on the way down. I'd also draw a card off the Wavebreak Hippocamp. That's terrifying. But unlike the last time the Biogenic Ooze got resolved against us, we're in a much better board position than we were that time. We have 2 Planeswalkers and a bunch of creatures already. If they attack with the Goreclaw, I'm probably blocking with the Dryad and the token. Okay, no, we're just solid. I want that neutralize. So I'm not going to grow from ashes. We're going to do this. So the Goreclaw trigger is not going to hit the ooze next turn. Um, so I'm fine. I feel fine just attacking with the Hydroid Crisis in the air. They can make a lot of oozes. This has trample. Like, they'll get to bring it in as a 4/5 reach, but it's still not gonna kill the Crisis. Hitting the Essence Scatter is gonna draw us the Neutralize off the Wavebreak Hippocamp, which is good. I won't get to draw off the Neutralize if I have to use it this turn, but this gets the 5/6 reach out of the way. This is just a 4/5 reach. Yeah, well, darn. So I could counter this one. The thing is it's going to fight my Hydroid Crisis. So if I were to neutralize this, they can escape it next turn but not fight, and that might be all I need. because I could maybe get Ashiok high enough to bounce it. Oh, wonderful. Fantastic. Cool, cool, cool. Could also find an epic downfall that would exile the Pelucranos. Okay. This is a keep. I do want a second island, but this has all my colors. It has some powerful stuff. I do have something to do. I'm gonna actually leave with this woodland cemetery because if I draw like Llanowar elves or something, I want to be able to cast it. Okay, so that is our second blue source, which is good. I'm gonna go with the wave break. I'm gonna be greedy and do the wave break hippocamp. Um, they could have some powerful 3-drop that I'm gonna wish that I had countered with Sinister Sabotage, but this sets us up for drawing off these two things. I'm okay with this. So they probably know I have a counterspell by me doing that. Do I care about this? Uh, no, not really, but I kind of would like an empty board for this Liliana next turn. Do I want to negate? If I say no on the negate, I have the chance of resolving Liliana. But Liliana is actually better if my opponent has some creatures. Because they could just... Well, I'm going to want this negate. I'll keep the negate. Then I'm actually just going to pass. Because if they play a creature, I can play the Great Shark, and then I'm attacking in, and I can hold up the negate to counter, like, the Mythos or something like that. Yeah, I'm actually just 100% okay doing this. Because now I'm attacking... Ooh. Now I'm attacking with a 5/4. Um, do I play Ashiok now? I think I do, because it's unlikely they have multiple kill spells. Yeah. So it's unlikely they have multiple kill spells, so they can either choose to kill the Ashiok, which they probably have to do, but they're taking 7 damage from the Great Shark and the 2/3, and then I can hold up the negate to protect my board. And if they were to play a creature or something like that, the Ashiok could actually bounce it, so it's just a much harder thing to do there. They maybe uh, conceded a little early, but I don't think they conceded that early. I'm going to keep this. We do have the Epic Downfall with the Black Source. We have the Counterspell, and we have a Stonecoil Serpent that we can play at least as a 3/3. We absolutely want to find green, but I think this is a fine hand. Anytime somebody says hello to me, I just assume that their hand is absolutely gas. Alright, well, stinks that we didn't get the green source for the Caryatid there. That would have been really nice. So it's another mono white player. Alright, so we're just going to die. I'm going to go ahead and cycle this now because it's not going to do any good when our opponent kills us. Life's Bounty means that my one piece of removal is not going to be good enough. This is pretty good. I can get a green source with the Evolving Wilds and hold up the Essence Scatter so I can counter the, like, Anthem dude. Oh, damn. Damn, damn, damn. Okay. That was the worst possible thing for us, or for me, because now they're going to have the Elcid to defend it. I don't really have a way of killing it. Like, the Epic Downfall is a sorcery anyway. Ah, oh, that's the Rubbins. Hate to see it happen. I'm going to play this Caryatid. I don't know how I'm winning this game, but I'm certainly going to try still. The Stonecoil Serpent, at the very least, could attack But if this Gideon gets to a point where, okay, am I just blocking with this Caryatid? Oh, they may give this indestructible? Okay, so here I'm gonna attack, and if they wanna trade with their protection, that's fantastic for me. Nope, wrong one. Now, same thing applies. This could get killed by the giant killer, but it being a 5/5 is more important here because the Gideon is a 4/4, so I can actually block Gideon. Oh, maybe they attack with the Sky March Aspirant and not realize Stonecoil Serpent has reach. It's only hit creatures, yes. If it were an instant, I could actually kill Gideon because the Gideon counts as a creature right now, but indestructible. Okay. I'm absolutely attacking this Gideon next turn with the Stonecoil Serpent. Well, this is terrifying. I'm going to go to 3, and then I'm just going to die to this Elcid, giving something protection. I think I'm just dead, but, you know, I'm going to try. They may even let this through. Okay. So now I have to... I think I'm just doing a 4/4 Hydroid Krasis so that I can hold up Negate and have another blocker. Damn! They just have to give Gideon protection from white or green. Okay. Again, every single time that somebody is like hello, they just it's because they have a really good hand and then they're being assholes. But such is life. The reason I had to attack with Stonecoil Serpent there is because Gideon can destroy a permanent with its -6. So even though they would lose the Gideon in that exchange, they could kill the Stonecoil Serpent. It's just unfortunate. If we had had, so I guess well no, because I would have had one less blocker. Yeah, that Elcid is just incredibly frustrating, but that's okay. That's why protection is a thing. If I had somehow survived that turn, um, we might have been able to come back, but we don't have any board wipes, so it's really difficult to come back from a position where your opponent is playing multiple creatures per turn. It's possible, like, it is possible that I should have blocked the flying Gideon so I had a higher life total, but yeah, this hand is great. Um, but then I'm losing my Stonecoil Serpent for nothing. If there had been a way that I could have pumped the Stonecoil Serpent to do all that extra damage, that would have been nice. But such is life. Uh-oh. Well, the run might be over to losing to a bunch of... I'm going to play the Elcid. If they want to kill it with the fanatical firebrand, I'm a-okay with that. If they attack with the firebrand, I'm probably going to block. Just because if they attack with firebrand, it's likely that they have the spectacle, draw, or exile too, and you can play those cards. Yeah, I'm blocking. So now if they shock it or something like that, they've actually missed out on a point of damage. Oh, beautiful. So I'm gonna go with the hippocamp first because there's a lot of stuff that deals 3 damage. There's less stuff that deals 4. So the stone coil serpent, this one I am gonna let through. Well, I know they've got it, but I can draw 3 off this chemister's insight. I'm okay with this. So I'm gonna this time I am gonna block with the hippocamp, and I'm gonna cast the chemister's insight. Um, so I'm drawing 3. And if they want to use a removal spell or something on the hippocamp, that's fine. But um, I just want to try to preserve my life total as much as I can. His first strike. All right, so I'm gonna play this and then hold up. Oh, I get to play another land. I sometimes forget that it's beautiful. So I'm gonna hold up negate, or I guess Thassa's intervention now also. It blocks the Goblin Chain Whirler, so I'm absolutely going to do that. We're in a position where we're just trying to ramp and then find some really powerful things to uh, hold the board with. But like now I can negate whatever kill spell they play. Oh, okay. Wonderful. Do I want to do anything here? I could do 6. There's a ton of stuff that I'm doing, like I can do at instant speed, so I think I'm just going to pass. I wish I could exile that. I'm pretty happy just negating it, though. I know that they can, like, jumpstart it and flash it back, but I don't want to take 4, and I also don't want them to draw 3 cards. So we're doing okay. So I'm going to go with the Stone Coil Serpent here and just do a big boy. This has a 3-turn clock to attack with. If they jumpstart this time, I'm going to just take damage because if I draw another land, I get to Hydroid Krasis, X being 6 and gain 3 life, so I'm only going to, in essence, take 1 here, and I really don't want them to have multiple burn spells that they, or creatures that they draw with the risk factor. Of course, if they pass, that would also be good. Oh! My bones! Alright. Do they have a sacrifice? Okay. Oh my god. Alright. So we're just going to 6. I'm attacking with this Stone Coil Serpent. Like, there's a bunch of ways that I could lose, but, um, like if they haven't, oh no, there are things, maybe I shouldn't attack with the Stone Coil Serpent. Because I'm going to go to like 5 here. I mean, they could actually steal either one with, Claim the Firstborn because they're both less than 3 converted mana cost. I think that's what they're figuring out, right? I think I'm dead. I just next turn I can theoretically kill them. So I would rather reduce the number of turns my opponent has to find an answer than to let them just have forever to find it. I guess if they were to risk factor, they would have to discard whatever's in their hand. If it's claimed the firstborn, I'm dead because they just steal the Hydroid Crace. Oh, actually, I guess I'm not dead if that is the case. Okay, maybe I'm just not dead. Well, okay. Okay. So I take the damage, and it was an ox. Well, that sucks for me, but is there anything in my sideboard that would be really good? I could get Entrancing Melody and steal something. If I can, like, get rid of enough of the blockers. Okay, why did you not... Oh, you need 8 other cards. Okay. This is a lethal attack, assuming that this isn't a kill spell or something. That should kill them. I see. Nice. Cool, cool. So the reason I attacked with everything was because if they did block something with trample, it would be Exaxes because I had the extra 3 damage here from the 3 toughness of the goblin. That was lucky. We definitely could have died. Okay. I think I've won enough to make back my entry, which is always the goal for me. So this has been a pretty good run so far. I think Sultai has been good. I'm not sure if any of the I think only once we've kind of stumbled on mana. Really more than anything, the lack of board wipes is how we're losing. Like if we're behind on board control, it's very difficult to come back. This isn't great because I can't do a turn 1 Llanowar Elves, but I mean it's fine. We could have a turn 4 Ashiok. And like having Ashiok and Liliana are just is very good. Uh-oh. Looks like we're against against an actual control deck, which could be very, very bad. Get another green. Now we have double black, double green, double blue. Holding up negate because, like, if it is a control deck, I really don't want to get Teferi'd out of the game. If not, I may just play Wave Break Hippocamp. Do I actually care about Saheeli? No. Or I mean, yes, I do, because now I'm just going to resolve Ashiok. Never mind, I'm resolving Liliana. They could be black because of Ruptured Spire, but this Liliana is going to be kind of hard for them to deal with if they are just if they're Jeskai rather than Esper. So if they play the Rekindling Phoenix again, it could be a little bit of a difficulty, but this is giving us more time to find a way to deal with it. Like if we find Epic Downfall, that would be an excellent way to deal with that. Um, and now we have two planeswalkers. We have a bunch of creatures. If they wipe the board, I draw cards off the Liliana. If I can get the Liliana to 9, I can sacrifice it. They go down to 1 land. Potentially, I should have left back the Llanowar Elves in case they thought that it was I had a counterspell. Um, but I'm pretty happy with just where I'm at. I might actually minus the Liliana next turn. It doesn't get rid of this permanently, but I draw several cards. Oh, that's pretty good. What do I want to do here? So I could do Hydroid Krasis for 5. If they have a kill spell, then they get to attack one of my planeswalkers. They could kill Ashiok, but then they're in a lot more trouble. I think... You know what I actually want to do here? I'm just going to attack with everything. Because that might... 2, 5, yeah. Because that might give me a card if they decide to block something. All right, epic downfall one time. Let's go. No, but I still get to do a 5. So I'm drawing 2 cards here. Those are some pretty good cards. The Fae of Wishes is interesting because I could actually steal the Rekindling Phoenix. It's likely they have some way of dealing with this Hydroid Krasis. They could have like a 5-mana Teferi and tuck it or something like that. They could kill the Ashiok. But then again, I have the Liliana and I'm ulting Liliana to get them down to 1 land. They would still have the Rekindling Phoenix because they get to pick a creature, like one of each of the permanents. But going down to 1 land against like this could be very, very difficult. I mean, I'm snap blocking here because if the Ashiok lives, I can just bounce the token and then I'm getting something. Okay, they're they're very dead. Very, very dead. Okay. I actually, if this is the case, what I want to do is actually this. And then we're just going to pass with a bunch of stuff that we can do. I'm not sure. Well, actually, hold on. I want to hold up green, blue, like that. I'm going to grab... oh, I could actually just grab Wilt and destroy it right now. I kind of want to grab In Bolas's Clutches and take it. But I'll take Wilt. I'm not going to destroy it right now because I do want to hold up Frilled Mystic, but... Well, actually, that still leaves me Essence Scatter. And then they're not getting back enchantments, or they're not getting spirits. They're with the Ethereal Absolution. And if they play like a Planeswalker, that's still fine for me. That's fine. That can't be countered, so... Also, I can bounce this now with the Ashiok. I think I'm in a good position here. They also have to get rid of something in their hand. Like that's value right there. Their deck looks spicy. I could have played Hippocamp there so that I could draw off the Frilled Mystic and the Essence Scatter, but I really wanted to just have all my mana available so I could scry, I could do a bunch of my stuff. I'm going to skip this because I don't really like that question. I won, so of course I probably had a better time than if I had lost. Okay, it all comes down to this. This is the last game. The deck has done surprisingly well, I think, all things considered. We've lost to, again, a lack of being able to come back on board presence, which is one reason why it's so important sometimes to take those really kind of boring picks in the drafting portion of the like Llanowar Elves and the Caryatid, because you're trying to get to your big stuff faster. Yeah, this is fine. You're trying to get to your big stuff faster so that, at least in the deck that I made, so you can get to your planeswalkers that add to your board presence or mess with your opponent's stuff. So this is a pretty... Ooh, I really like... I haven't seen these sleeves before. That's really pretty. Did I go first or are they going first? They're going first. Okay. Oh, but they had to mulligan. Are they the first ones that have had to mulligan? This is also a good draw. I actually don't know whether I want to Caryatid or Growth Spiral first. Growth Spiral is probably safer, but Caryatid doesn't require the... Caryatid doesn't require having an additional land. Like, if I don't draw a land with Growth Spiral and just put a land into play, then I'm not actually ahead if I don't have more lands to play. I'm okay with this. This is absolutely fine by me. Does mean that I don't have Sinister Sabotage mana, but I'll just Growth Spiral. It stinks that I can't counter. I wish that I had been able to counter the... Or rather, to hold up a counter spell, because like a Vraska here could be kind of bad. If it's just like Questing Beast or something, that'd actually be fine with the Epic Downfall next turn. Yeah. Ouch, owie, my bones. Ooh. Well, would have been nice to have been able to hold up an Essence Scatter behind it, because now they can play another big creature. Looks like we're probably just going to lose to running... Oh, nope, they didn't have anything. That's getting us back into the game. That island draw is phenomenal because we have so many counterspells in hand. Um, and I can do stuff like this and hopefully claw my way back. Nice. So we're just going to pass here. Probably going to flash in the Great Shark. Just start... I mean, they might have counter... They don't have counter spells, but they might have kill spells or something like that. But, I mean, I need to do something. I don't necessarily want to have to discard every turn, but I can Chemister's Insight at the end of this turn. Gonna have to discard something. If I had drawn an island, I could have wave break Hippocamped. But I do want to hold up counter spells, so such is life. Maybe I should have held on to lands, but again, same principle. I'm playing this Frilled Mystic, so I can start attacking in. If all they have in their hand are kill spells, so be it, but now I can start attacking and applying pressure and holding up counter spells. we're just going to end. I could Wave Break Hippocamp, but this way I have Neutralize and Essence Scatter. Like, this is a really easy thing to Essence Scatter here. And then if they had some other thing to follow it up with, like that, I can counter it as well. I don't want that. Ooh, that's a really nice draw. Now I will play the Hippocamp because I'll draw off of it next turn. Or this turn on the Neutralize. And now they're dead in 3 turns. So I've only got one counter spell left, but depending on what it is that they play, it could be something I don't necessarily have to counter. If it's just an enchantment or something like that. Like, I probably could have let Prison Realm resolve because I did have the Gem Razor. But like, it could take time to play the Gem Razor if the only creature on the battlefield that I had been exiled. Now, if they have something to exile one of these creatures, I can play the Gem Razor on the other one. We're just going to try to kill them. I expect that they're going to flash in the 4/4 Wolf. So I won't get to draw off the Neutralize, but I will get to get that out of there. What are they doing here? This can only be used for creature spells. I don't recall anything with Flash being this, having this much mana. Maybe they don't realize that this can only be used for creature spells. I might. Do I want a Hydroid Crisis here? No, not really. I don't really want to do anything. I think what I have right now is good enough. Yeah, they don't real. I think they're finally realizing that this is only for creature spells. What is this? 8 mana, instant speed. Oh, March the Multitudes. Yeah. So I'm actually going to pass here because I'm kind of scared of them having some sort of board wipe, and I kind of just want to get rid of this Gem Razor. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. They have 1 card left in hand. Okay. I do kind of want a Chemister's Insight. Draw 3. Get rid of Gem Razor. Could come back to bite me, but nice. And we got the other black for the Liliana. All right. I think we are in a very good position. Potentially not unbeatable, but with this negate in hand, it's definitely going to be harder. Yep. All right. Cool. Sultai got there, won the draft. That's fantastic. I really liked this deck. And I think the black splashes were good. The Epic Downfall was not useful against the mono white deck that we lost to. Um, but it was pretty good. So 6,000 gold, 3 cards. Let's see what we got. Okay. And okay. Yeah, those are both decent cards. They're both actually in this cube. Captivating Crew is really, really good in like Brawl and stuff like that. So is Shalai. Shalai is just a wildly good card. Okay. Well, that was a very, very fun draft. We got there, even though it looked kind of bad at the beginning. The deck itself was really good. Can I take a look at the deck again? Ah, it's already gone. Um, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed. This has been Jericho Plays. Um, and I'll see you next time.